I was in earlier during this dream. The next and last number in this piece is the number 2. This piece is called Section 4, 1 Moon Dream, or S4, 1M, and D. In the month of March 29th, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I dreamt that I had seen a full moon, and that the moon had 3 small white objects around it. These 3 small objects looked like planets, or tiny bright spheres. And I have a drawing of what I see here. Pertaining to the moon. This is the moon, and here are the 3 sphere-like objects I see that more or less kind of circle the moon. The next letter in this section is the letter R, the letter N. This is section 4, letter N. There are 2 dreams in this piece that begins with the letter N. There are 2 dreams about a nuclear incident in Brooklyn, New York. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 4, 1 Nuclear Dream, or S4, 1 and D. In the month of April 12, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I dreamt that I was inside my room on Halsey Street. Then I seen 2 small black dogs. One of the black dogs was slightly bigger than the other dog. Then the bigger dog had jumped into my arms for play. Then it began to foam at its mouth. Then it began to breathe hard, and then it closed its eyes. I laid the dog back on the floor, and then this dog laid itself on its back beside the smaller black dog. For a moment I thought the dog I had just laid down had died. Then the other dog also began to foam at its mouth. The dog I just laid down had opened its eyes. I was still not sure if this particular dog that I laid down had died. Then the last thing I dreamt about was that now I felt as if I was back at Asher Street, Brooklyn, New York. I believe I was in my bedroom that I'd grown up in. I looked out the window of this back room window, and my eyes had focused upon some kind of military action taking place in Fairfield Towers, which is across the street from Asher Street. Then I noticed that small bombs were being thrown into Fairfield Towers. Then I sensed that these small bombs were nuclear in their design. These small bombs could have been RDD devices, which is also known as dirty bombs. Then I heard several explosions. Then I recall in this dream that I began to close my bedroom window, but before I closed my window, I witnessed the sky become partially dark. Next, I had looked upon small white particles that looked like snowflakes that descended from the sky. Then I heard myself say, now I know why I kept having dreams about these snowflakes like substances. These snowflake stuff could have come from a nuclear winter effect. Next, I seen white men with helmets rush into a building. These white military men felt to me to be Russians. I also seen a East Indian person, or a Pakistani individual, or even an Arab individual. This person of color helped these military people I suspected to be Russians capture people. I also seen neighbors turn on each other. Then the last thing I recall in this dream was now I was inside an unknown building. And I was inside this building lobby. And this building was wrecked. Then I'd gone outside of this building, and I heard myself say, I can't believe we were hit with nuclear weapons. Where is Christ? Truly we are in the last days. The next and last number in this piece is the number 2. This piece is called section 4, 2 Nuclear Dream, or S for 2ND. In the month of July 2nd, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. Today I dreamt I was inside a corner store and it was daytime. I believe I was in the store with other people. Then I asked one of the Arabs or Hispanic workers in this store, and I asked, "Where are your potato chips?" The reason why I asked this person this question is because I've seen maybe 3 or 4 small bags of chips on an almost empty rack. Then I believe the store worker told me it's because the deliveries are slow everywhere. Then the next thing that took place in this dream was now I was inside a post office. I believe I was in a Long Island City post office, which is located in Queens, New York. I asked an Asian woman who worked at this post office about stamps. Then I found myself in a small department store, which I believe was connected to this particular post office, or the department store was in the same area as the post office. The owners of this department store was giving away free, old, or damaged clothing. I did not take any free clothing from this store because the items that were being given free did not appeal to me. I believe the men who gave out free clothes were East Indian or Pakistani. Next, I walked past some kind of video game store. There were other black people who walked ahead of me. For some reason, I felt I was around a body of water. And also since I was still in Long Island City. Then the next thing I've seen in this dream was a fairly large amount of people who all hanged around this particular area that was not too far away from the post office and department store. The skies were slightly gray. Then all of a sudden, the sky lit up. The sky became extremely bright as if someone had placed 2 suns in the sky. Then I heard a powerful explosion, and I witnessed a small bright gaseous sphere descend from the sky. This gaseous sphere was white at the bottom and orange or pinkish in the middle. There was a zigzag stream of smoke that followed behind this bright sphere. Then the people around me screamed simultaneously. I said out loud, "Oh my God." Then I felt mortified. Then a great heat burst followed behind the explosion. Then I thought the people and I would now become incinerated by the heat blast emanated from this thing in the sky. But the people and I did not become incinerated. I felt that it took about 3 seconds for the heat blast from this sphere to reach us. Then I woke up and I had a little drawing of this dream. This is what I seen in the sky. Like I said, it was a ball or like a sphere, and at the bottom was white, and in the middle was orange or pinkish. Behind it was a zigzag stream of smoke. The next letter in this section is the letter P.